Hello. All right, I'm just going to wait a little while. It is 8 o'clock on a Friday. Hope I'm not echoing here. Is that better? Maybe so. Who knows? It is a Friday. This week is finally ending. Woohoo. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Just going to wait a little bit before I get started. Get my notes out here. Let me see. There we go. And my questions ready. And like always, I think I put I already put the comment on here. If you want to join the live, I can put it on there again. Let's see. Just click the link and you could be a part of the live. Just as simple as that. Let me just put it there again. There we go. Hey, Chris and Mom. How are you guys doing at the end of the week? And let me know if I'm echoing. Are you watching from our phone? Welcome you too. It's the weekend. Woohoo! It is the weekend. And it looks like YouTube still has me on this week, so that's a start. It kicked me off last week. I am echoing. Let me cut the volume. Let me cut this down. How's it sound now? Let me know when I stop echoing. How does this sound? Does it sound a little bit better? La 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 la. Okay, awesome. Thank you. You guys keep me on my toes. Hey, bestie, Asha. She will be delivering very soon, Tuesday. Woohoo! That's exciting. Yay. Well, welcome everyone. Well, we're going to get started. Don't want to hold you too long on a Friday. I did put the link in the comments somewhere. So if you want to chime in on the live, you want to talk about anything or ask questions or we just chat, this is your 30 to 40 minutes. Just click the link and I'll log you in. All right. Until then, this week has been kind of slow. Pretty much. I don't know. Just slow. How's everybody holding up in the pandemic? I know, finally, you made it. You made it. This is the longest 9 months of my life. I'm pretty sure it's longer for you because you're actually carrying the baby. I didn't mean to show you that, but that's the link. So I did get a question. Someone left this question in my DM on Instagram, and I'm like, why is she asking me a question? But then I forgot that I'm posting things on there saying, hey, ask me a question. So once I remembered the purpose of it, I did answer her on Instagram, and I just let her know that the way that I gain and maintain followers is pretty much just staying engaged and constantly posting. I did start the question of the day, which I didn't do last week, but I noticed when I do the question of the day, people tend to engage more and people like pictures and inspirational quotes and things of that sort. So and then also not only just waiting on people to follow me, I actually put comments on other people's pages, and engage with them and laugh with them and joke with them. So it's all a give and take there, and that's how you keep people on Instagram. Also, Pinterest is also is a wealth of information. They have so many pins out there to show you how to grow and maintain your Instagram. There are people that send me emails constantly to pay for followers, but I don't think that's organic. So I don't do it because It's just not organic. I want people that's following me that actually want to follow me and not weird robots following me. So that's pretty much it. As with anything I do, I wing it. I go to the YouTube University and watch 1,000 videos until I can get something, and then that's what happened. I catch on to some things and I do some things, and some things work out and some things don't. My Instagram is growing, and the only reason that I think it is because I'm constantly on there and I'm constantly posting. And once again, I'm participating on other people's Instagram page. So I think that is how I am gaining followership. The more that you engage, the more people will engage back. So I don't know if anyone else have Instagram pages and they have like a secret of how they can gain more followers on Instagram. If so, feel free to hit that StreamYard link that's in the comments and join in. Or if you have any other questions or anything that you would want to chime in on, just feel free to hit that link. And that's pretty much it for that question. So thank you at the Poised Purse for sending me a question this week. Appreciate you. So the next question that I have, I made the rest of these up unless someone else want to add a question. Is what are your plans after the pandemic? So last week we talked about things that we learned from the pandemic and how we're engaging more with ourselves and enjoying our families and just basking in our accomplishments of the now and to stop the hustle, and how it's such a blessing to be out of the hustle for a second or more. And I'm just wondering, even though we don't know when this is going to end technically, are there any plans that you have? My mom says to keep with the lessons learned. Yeah, because it's easy to fall back into that hustle train once we're up and outside, and now we can get back to our regularly scheduled program. But I honestly don't believe there is a regularly scheduled program anymore. I think that there's going to be a new norm after this. I don't think it's going to be business as usual at all. To answer this question, I agree with my mom. I just want to keep up with the lessons learned. I want to keep being engaged with family, and I don't know, just basking in that. Anyone else have any answers to this question? I do want to travel more. I'm pretty much of a homebody, and I've been in a house for most weekends, and I don't want to do that after this. Like I want to go out, and I'm in a whole new state. I've been there for 2 years, and we haven't really visited like the attached cities or anything like that. So I do want to explore Indianapolis a little bit more, and I'm close to Kentucky, and then I think there's some like Santa Clausville or something like that. I could be saying it wrong, but I just want to go to Chicago more and touch base with people that I haven't seen in a while. Um, so we have my mom says to keep up with the lessons learned. Then we have Celia that says she realized that she needs to spend more time with family, realize there are things you don't know exactly, like just as something that's someone's favorite color. I have to ask a couple of people that. I learned a couple of things about my dad during this and Derek. It's weird because I've known him forever. So yeah, so just staying reacquainted with family and getting to know about them. I do have a sidebar question. How are the parents holding up during the pandemic? Are you learning things about your kids that you didn't know before? Or little habits or little things they're doing that you hadn't noticed before. How are my parents holding up during this? Because I know you're with your kids pretty much 24/7. So chime in if you have any have an answer to that. I've seen so many cute videos with little activities that people are doing with their children just to keep them busy. And how is it for kids don't like to be locked down, especially not in the house all day, and then there's nothing to do. So just wondering how your parents are doing. Asha, she is struggling. Struggling, I see. What's the struggle? You wanna expound on it? Is it because the kids are restless, or is it the hassle with the teachers and trying to um stay up with them, because I know they're constantly, I don't even know how the teachers are holding up in this. Celia says, I'm a very involved parent. I feel like I don't know a lot of things about them. Yeah, you are very involved with your children. Yeah, but I mean, they spend more time in school than they do with you in a regular setting. So now they're with you all the time. So maybe you're noticing some things that the teacher was saying, and you were kind of like, my kid not like that. And then you're like, wait, maybe they are. So my mom says, come on, computer. I'm learning about my adult daughters and my granddaughter. I know my niece is having a ball with my mom. They have this song. I mean, this song every time I'm on the phone, my mom is saying, "Hey, go Zoe, mama. Hey, hey, hey," and that is actually in my head every time I get off the phone. So yeah, my mom is truly enjoying her granddaughter. Celia's saying the crazy thing is my 11 and 13 like to be at home. Oh, then they love mom and dad. So that's a good thing. I just know some kids are like, outside, I need air. Hey Marcus, how you doing? Oh my God. And you say you're having fun. That's good. You're having fun with your kids. And I'm sure you're learning fun things about them and little facts about them. So that's super cool that you're having fun with your girls. Asha says had a meltdown today. Yeah, you're welcome to. Hey, this is an open space. If you want to come on and just talk about it a little bit, you can. If you want to put it in the comments, you can. We're all here to help and support you today. What type of meltdown are you having today? I know that you're pregnant and you got two girls and you guys are in the house. Let us know, and we can all chime in and help you out today. Kristen or my mom says, "Oh, this is my sister. I'm struggling as a parent, having a busy, almost 1 year old, and as a daycare teacher, I'm struggling because I am missing my babies and praying they are okay during all of this." Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know that my niece is pretty busy, and there are we don't think about those kids that are at home when it's not an actual home, when they're being abused and not taken care of and being malnourished. I do wonder about those kids that are in that type of setting, and those wives that are in not so friendly environment, and now they're in the home with their abusers all the time. Like, how are they mentally, holding out during this? That is that instance. Although we've been blessed to be in particularly positive environments, everyone is not in a healthy environment. So all we can do is pray for those babies that are not in an ideal situation. And I can't understand how that can worry you. So thanks for sharing, Kristen. Ash says balancing work, pregnancy, homeschool, health, and marriage is way too much. I just sat and cried today. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is a lot. That is a lot. And sometimes, to be honest with you, I had to take a break this week too. And no, I'm not juggling all of those things. But I had to stop and just breathe. Just stop and breathe. Um, it pauses time for me. It pauses time for me, for real. So you're balancing work. So when you got to deal with work, you're dealing with work. But when you have to deal with work and being pregnant and schooling your children, and you're dealing with your health issues, and marriage comes with requirements too, and you're handling that all at once, that can become very overwhelming. And in those instances when it's just too much to juggle, you just drop all the balls and pray. Drop all the juggling balls and just breathe. Because when you'd rather do that than explode, you know. You may think that sitting and crying was not healthy, but crying is a release. It is a release. So you are okay and you are entitled to feel that way. You definitely are. Let me move this off of here. Um my mom said I look forward to my work at home days. I know you do, Mom. Celia, okay, Asha, she says she found spreading certain school assignments over a 7 day period instead of a 5 day period. So the kids are not overwhelmed sitting in the same place for long periods of time. This is a good pointer, because you have the advantage of teaching for the 7 days, because you guys are in a house for 7 days. So maybe spreading out the lesson plan and going by your own schedule, and not so much the teacher's Monday through Friday schedule, but go through your own Sunday through Sunday schedule. So that's a good, thank you, Celia. That's a good suggestion. And my mom says, Asha, stay prayerful and take each task at a time. Yeah, sometimes you just have to do it. Like I said, you juggling all these balls, and sometimes you just gotta handle one ball at a time. Seriously, one ball at a time. Um, if one is just getting to be too much for you, just stop, breathe, and take that break. And Ash says she ate her feelings today. Steak and crab legs helped. You love you some crab legs. I probably should have prayed. Had a big fight with my. Oh, your sister. Oh, okay, okay. So not only are you juggling all of that, then you had an argument with one of the most important people in your life. And was that stress induced, or was it just she was just aggravating you too? I do pray that you guys have come to some type of solution, because I know that you guys are very important to each other. Steak and crab legs don't sound bad though. I don't know if if you were supposed to eat that, but hey, treat yourself to your favorite meal. That always can help too. My mom says Chris look forward to my work. Yeah, she do be looking forward to that, because you giving her a little break. Everybody needs a break. Marcus said you have to let the kids be kids, and that's also good advice, to just let the kids be kids. We want them sit down, shut up, sit. No, kids are not gonna sit up and sit down and shut up all day. Like, that's just unrealistic. They need to play. So if just letting them just be themselves and play and be them, that let them do them, especially if they're old enough. Let them do them, and then you chill out and do you, and that kind of gives you a break too. So thanks, Marcus. And Ash says it's good advice. So everyone, thank you for the advice, to help her, to help Asha here. Kristen says that's right, Marcus. Gotta let the kids be kids and let them play all that energy. Right. I know they do that with my niece, and then she's just knocked out. You should see some of her pictures. She be out. She be out. All that energy is gone. Right. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you said you have to let the kids be kids, and my mom agreed. Just gotta let them be kids. Like, sometimes structure is too much. Sometimes let's just be you. You paid her to help the kids finish homework, but she bailed on me and she exploded. I gave up on homeschool for a few weeks. Okay, so you thought that you had some help and you were let down because your help didn't come through. Okay, so you were disappointed. You were disappointed, because this homeschooling is starting to be too much. And you have to understand, when you're pregnant, you have those hormones too. So not only are you dealing with everyday life, you have to deal with these hormones that you have no control over. Men don't cannot really understand with that, but women can resonate. Whether you're pregnant or not, we deal with these crazy hormones, and sometimes you're just not for it. You ain't feeling it, no matter what you do, you just not feeling it. So I can only imagine the hormonal levels of when you're pregnant, because I know just on a regular basis, sometimes I'm just crying and upset, and I'm rolling my eyes at Derek and want to punch him, and he did absolutely nothing to me. So it's just those hormones, they drive you crazy, and that's them days where you just treat yourself to your favorite meal, get to yourself. Derek kind of just pushed a bag of chocolate to me this week and was just like, peace be still, and that kind of helped out. So yeah, your feelings will hurt. Disappointment is something that will hurt your feelings, especially when you have your hopes high for getting help and then you don't get it. Yeah. So I'm so sorry that your feelings was hurt, Ash. And I do pray that you have, a better weekend. I really, really do. I really do. And yes, I'm still soliciting my the links if anyone want to want to join the live. So yeah, these are great helpful tips for Asha. So thanks everybody for chipping in, and we just hope that you feel better, Ash. We really do. You're almost there. You're at the end, and the baby will be here so soon. I can't wait to see her. She's gonna be so beautiful. I know. Um, so yeah. And I hope that you and your sister can reconcile. I just think sometimes just maybe not talking to you guys are in a better space, because when you're not in a good space and you have a conversation, things can't quite go awry. I know my mom lives by the don't let the sun go down with wrath in your heart, but sometimes I feel like if you're speaking with wrath in your heart, sometimes situations can worsen and you can say things that you don't mean. And we all know once you say things, you can't take them back. So it's just best to just be quiet until you can say something constructive and positive. I will, but I already took my wig off. Wait, huh? You took your wig off as you went off? Okay. I don't. Celia says after the pandemic, I'm going full circle and doing my social media management and photography. Yes, I don't know if anyone have seen. Mostly, probably all of you have seen the photos that I took last year where I was just super glamorous. Celia is a dope photographer for real. Like, she specializes in children photography. So if you want, after this pandemic and we can come outside and we're off punishment, if you're looking for someone to take pictures of your children, just hit Celia up for real. She also does social media management for some podcasts. And is it just podcasts or is it for bloggers as well? I know that she helps with promotion and marketing and things like that. So hit Celia up if you need any of those services for real. So thanks, Celia. And I hope that you do go full fledged. I'm very proud of you, man. You killing the game. You killing the game. Anybody else have anything that they want to add right now? If not, I will go to the next question. Going once. Oh, gosh. She says no. I would get on live with you, but I can't because okay. You took your wig off. Okay. I didn't know that could have meant a couple of things. Like, did you go off or? Okay. Yeah, my hair, I tried something different with my hair. I twisted it up and then I rolled it. And so I let it sit for a day. And this is what I got. I got like, it got real curly. So, I'm going with it. Whatever. Whatever. I'm pretty sure your hair is fine. Oh, that's what it's about. Iron sharpening iron. Yes. So you're super dope. So I did. Now it's funny that we're talking about this because I do have one more question that I thought about because I feel like this is kind of what my week was about. How do you heal from emotional triggers? Um, I saw a picture this week. Wait a minute. Marcus says put the wig back on and get on live. It does take a second to put a wig on. Great point. Thank you. My hair is resonant of the Bodyguard with Whitney Houston when she had all them curls in her head. Too bad I don't have her talents. But yeah, it's really curly. But thank you. So yeah, so emotional triggers. We all know about emotional triggers. I saw a picture this weekend, and I promise you, I couldn't stop crying. I got overly emotional. I was texting people and calling people and this and that. And it's like, it's nothing that anyone did to me per se. It's just, it triggered me. And so I wanted to talk about that. Like, when we're not aware of our emotional triggers, how things can just go. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. How your emotions can just go awry and you can't control it unless you find a way to pinpoint those emotions. So you guys know what I did. You guys know I went online. I'm going to share an article with you, right? So let's go here. And I'll keep myself on here. Wait a minute. I'm too big. Let me see. There we go. So I saw this article from highlysensitiverefuge.com, and it was talking about 5 strategies. I don't know what HSB is. An empath to heal emotional triggers. And an empath is someone that can feel what other people are feeling. And I feel like I am an empath. Like someone could tell me their story, and I would literally sit in bed for like days crying over someone else's story that has absolutely nothing to do with me. Nothing. So that is the downfalls of an empath. But I also like being an empath because it helps me to identify with people and to feel what they're feeling, you know. So I'm gonna skip all this. So the part that I read actually was how to heal your emotional triggers. So you guys are welcome to chime in, and I'll put that link in here again just in case somebody wants to come in and chime on this or anything else. 1 second. There we go. All right. So to heal your emotional triggers, you must begin to compassionately examine and shift any beliefs you've carried around from your family or society. Those beliefs will be different for every person, but for examples might be I am not smart enough, or even I'm too sensitive. You know, you need to begin gently addressing the parts of yourself that feel flawed, such as doubts about your body image or your worthiness to find a partner. When you heal the initial trauma or false belief, you set yourself emotionally free, then you won't become as easily triggered or drained in the future. So basically, it's not believing those things that trigger you. You know that you're smart enough. And yes, you are sensitive, but when we say things like, I'm too sensitive, are we negating our feelings? Because I feel like we have every right to feel how we feel. I feel like we have every right to be sensitive to things, but when we let that sensitivity overshadow our life, that's when it can become an issue. I like that Celia said that she refers to Bible scriptures. Yes, I have a book of them. I write down scriptures that really resonate with me, and I never know where they are, so I wrote them down in a book. So when I'm feeling a certain way, I can just pick it up and easily and read it. You know, so Bible scriptures are very helpful because the Bible helps you to remember who you are. You know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm more than a conqueror. You know, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, these things right here help you. You know, God is my strength. You know, I will wait patiently for the Lord. You know, things of that sort. Psalms 23 is probably one of the best ones. You know, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You know, what am I wanting for? Nothing, because God's going to provide everything for me. All I have to do is wait patiently and be still. I don't want to start preaching, but yeah, so things like that, it does pump you up and reminds you who you are. So when you have these defeating thoughts saying, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not able to, I'm not gonna make it, I'm blah, then you have these scriptures that say, no, you're not. Who's telling you these things? No, because God says this. So scripture is a great way to combat emotional triggers. So she goes on to say your initial trauma or false belief is related to a hot button issue for you. For instance, if you have unresolved anger at your father, you may soak up other people's anger at their fathers, or your fear of chronic illness may make you susceptible to absorbing the symptoms of other chronic illnesses. You are more prone to take on the emotional, physical pain that you haven't worked out yourself. And I feel like that was a good sentence, because how many people have had family members that abuse drugs, and then we're little, it's like, I'll never touch a drug. I'll never touch a drug. And then they end up falling in that same cycle and being addicted to drugs because they didn't deal with the anger that they had with their parent, and that very sad thing that caused hurt and pain. Now they're causing that same hurt and pain to their families. You know, so dealing with your emotions, dealing with your triggers, not just pushing aside, I'm okay. We're taught to say I'm fine, but sometimes it's okay to not be fine. It's just okay. Then Celia gives us the scripture here in Corinthians 2, 4:16 through 18 that says, therefore, we do not give up. But even if the man we are outside is wasting away, certainly the man we are inside is being renewed from day to day. For though the tribulation is momentary and light, it works out for us a glory that is of more and more surpassing greatness and is everlasting. While we keep our eyes not on the things seen, but on the things unseen. For the things seen are temporary, but the things unseen are everlasting. This is a good scripture, Celia. Very good scripture. And she says, this is my go-to scripture when I feel that way. This is a good this is a good go-to scripture for real. Yeah, very good go-to scripture. Um and so the author says the more you heal issues that trigger you, the less likely you'll be to absorb emotions from others. My mom says pray to identify triggers. Praying and reading, not only handle on your own. Right, involve God in this, because he knows your triggers better than you do. He knows your past, he knows your story. So he knows why you're feeling a certain way about certain things. Just for instance, not to just to use Ash, I'm making this up. This is not Ash's life. But okay, so today, your sister disappointed you, but what if what she did was light, but you might be upset by the fact of other disappointments that you had in your life. So anytime someone says they're going to do something and they don't, whether it's their fault or not, it'll always trigger you to be very emotional, because it'll make you feel like, man, someone always tell me they're going to do something and then they never do. So then it becomes bigger than just what happened today, and it's attached to things that happen over the years. If you didn't deal with that, this is made up, by the way. If you didn't deal with those past disappointments, then it's almost like your sister has to pay for everyone who's ever disappointed you. So I think that's what the author is saying, and what my mom is saying, like, even sometimes God has to reveal to you the things that trigger you, the things that bother you, because we're so used to saying, hey, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And we say it's on record now. It's like it's automatic now. I'm fine. I'm fine. So sometimes you're not fine, and that's okay. How are you feeling today? I'm not in a good mood, and it's okay to say that sometimes. I'm just not. So, number one, she said to be aware. And she mentioned in your journal. I journal. I have like 50 million journals. And Derek makes fun of me because every time we go somewhere, I'm like, oh, I need another journal. Oh, I need another journal. Yes, I write down everything because that helps me. That is an unbiased form of getting things off my chest. No one reads it but me. I have a password protected portion on my computer where I just write to God and I just let it out. Then there's another thing called morning pages where you just type, you set the alarm, set a clock for 20 minutes, and you just type or write anything that is on your mind. And once you're done, it's out. Once it's out, it's out. Or I have, like I said, I have the Bible scripture journal, then I have the to-do list journal. I have a ton of journals because sometimes I can't talk about it. I can't articulate it. And this is a way for me to get it off my chest, so to speak. Before we go further, Celia says, I had to settle my issues with my mother and father in order for me to be a better mother and would prepare. I'm sorry. Let me start over. I had to settle my issues with my mother and father in order for me to be a better mother and repair the things I have done in my marriage. Yeah. Yeah, because if you don't settle those things, then you'll find yourself repeating that with your own kids. Um, Celia says, I have a journal for different parts of my life. Yes. And people make fun of me. I don't care, because if I'm feeling a certain way, I pull that journal out of my purse and I write it out. And some things you write down, you even laugh. Like when you say some of these crazy things in your thoughts, like no one loves me, no one cares. Anytime you're using things like no one, anything, everything, it's not true, because someone does care about you. You are important. Not everybody is against you. There are more people for you than against you in real life. So things like that is a good marker for me when I think I'm going over the rocker. um Asha says, I don't know why I have a mental block against journaling. I don't know why. I don't know either, because you're a writer. So I find that to be interesting, because you are a writer and you used to write things down all the time. And even if it's just even if it's just writing your feelings down, it's very helpful, you know. And it doesn't have to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be even grammatically correct, because it's just you reading it. And that's why I like morning pages, because morning pages you can actually just write whatever and just keep writing whatever until you can't write no more. um the first thing, sorry, this is going longer than I thought, but the first thing is be aware. Basically, identify top 3 emotional triggers which cause you to be the most upset or thrown off balance than any others. Wait a minute. My mom says we have to be true to ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly, and be honest with God. Honest with God. Now, honestly, that's tricky. Because I'm real quick to say, God, look what they did. Look what they did to me. Look what they said to me. Look how they treated me. But I'm real slow to say, did I do something to trigger that? Are they reacting to something that I did? Lord, could it possibly be me? Am I a little selfish? It's slow to do that, but it's quick to fault find. But we're slow to seek how we're messing, how not messing up, but how we play a part in what's going on with us. Honesty is real important with God, because here's the thing: He know you lying or not. He knows it. You can't play around with him and say, I didn't do that. You can't throw the rock and hide your hand, because he see the rock in your hand behind your back, And I says, I can't make myself sit down and write it. Maybe just sit there until it comes out, or you can just talk it. And if you can't talk it, just sit there with some gospel music, or sit there in silence, or some meditation music, and just sit there and just let those thoughts go. Let those thoughts just flow in. No matter how ugly, no matter how messy they are, just let those thoughts flow. That is also something I've done to help me. And I don't stop it. I just feel. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to hold it back, suppress it. Oh, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel this. That's where disease come in at. For real. That's where sickness comes in, when we don't just want to feel. Sometimes we just have to feel it. No matter what it is, we just have to feel it. Celia says, I found journaling also reminds you to hold yourself accountable. Yes. Self-accountability. That's real important. What did I do? What can I do better? How can I be better? That is true. Self-accountability, self-awareness is amazing. Once I held on to that, I piss myself off sometimes, or I'm mad when I realize stuff, but it helps me in the latter end. Like, hey, people are reacting to you. It's not the other way around, So you said I had to stop trying to play with God. Yes, that ain't the person to play with. You have to come to terms with yourself. Hey, I am a little mean. Oh, I do got an attitude. I do say things I shouldn't say. I am a little selfish, or a lot of selfish. I didn't think about this person today. It's always about me. Those are things that we don't want to come in terms with. So it's not, is it an emotional trigger or is it a tantrum? That's what I have to ask myself. Renita, how are you feeling? Is this a fact or a feeling? Is this something that's really hurting your feelings? Or are you throwing a tantrum because you don't want to do it? Especially with exercising. That's a whole nother live. My mom says, yep, Celia, because I'm a game player. But that's the one not to play games with. He already knows. He does. And the fact to have the self-awareness to say you're a game player, Ma, that's amazing. That's called self-awareness. Because I could play victim sometimes, and I had to come into terms with that. Sometimes I say things that I should not say, and when you have to go back and bite those words or swallow those words, that's why I'm very important with once you say it, you cannot take it back. And those are things that you have to be self-aware about in order to change it. You can't, if you're not aware of it, how can you change it? If you're so busy suppressing it, how can you make the change? Celia says, I should maybe try voice record yourself on the phone to let it out. That's also good. That's excellent. I didn't even think of that, Celia. That's awesome. You can voice record yourself and just say it and then delete it afterwards if you don't want anyone else to know what you're saying. That's an excellent thing. Sometimes I just scream. Just go outside and just yell. Ah! There are so many different ways to let it out. Just let it out. I'm almost okay. I'm running over time, but I want to get through these 5 right here, you guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'll put the link in again, just in case. I'm gonna get y'all on here one day. Okay, so where are we at? Oh, number 2, track the trigger's origin. Journal about where these triggers originated. For example, did your parents say that you were too fat or unattractive? Did a teacher tell you that you didn't have what it took to succeed in school? Or were you neglected by your family so you grew up feeling unlovable? Knowing where your triggers come from allows you to know yourself better. It may be painful to revisit old memories, so do so gently and remind yourself that it's all a part of the healing process. That's heavy right there. How many times as a kid, someone say, "Oh, you're just too fat," or "You're not smart enough," or and maybe they could just be joking, because some people don't really know the weight of their words. But that's a seed that's planted, and you carry that with you. The older you get, and then you start believing that stuff. You know. Number 3, reprogram negative beliefs. Start with one trigger that has the least emotional charge and begin to compassionately reprogram it. Compassionately. I like the word compassionately because that leaves you room for a process. That's what process is. You didn't get these thought patterns overnight, and you're not going to lose them overnight. You have to be patient with the process. So I really like that. What's actually true is I am lovable, I am capable, and I am smart. Then slowly and deeply breathe. As you breathe, say aloud the same statement 3 times as a mantra in a tone that conveys you mean what you're saying. It's a good article. I'll put this in the and then number 4, we almost there. Act as if. At the start of the healing process, you may need to act as if when you haven't fully integrated a new positive belief. Now that's scriptural based. Believe those things that are not as though they were. So for instance, simply saying to someone, I disagree, I fully deserve this job, even when you don't believe that, paves the way for a deeper belief later on. Or I'm proud of my sensitivities. Please do not put them down. Sometimes you need to practice a more enlightened behavior for it to sink in and become real. I am a stickler of speaking those things as though they were. I look in the mirror and like, yes, look at this 168 pounds. And I'm going to keep saying it until it happens too. Celia says, I found also finding a person that you can talk or vent to you trust, but will also be truthful with you, but mindful of your feelings. Correct. If we always have someone that's like, yeah, you're right, and you're dead wrong, that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you grow at all. Not at all. But if you have that friend that said, hey, you might wanna check yourself on that, but still mindful of your feelings. And sometimes the truth is just gonna make a person mad, irregardless, because the truth is not pretty. Sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes it will hurt your feelings, but I'd rather you tell me the truth and stop me from falling than to just watch me fall down a ditch. So having an honest friend and someone that you trust to talk with is also a great thing to have. And number 5, we made it to the end. Work with a therapist or a coach, which might be a little hard right now. I know that they have some online therapists and some online coaches that you can reach out to if you're just having trouble finding a way to latch on to that'll help you with your emotional triggers. But she ended it by saying healing your triggers is liberating because you won't be thrown off or drained by people's inappropriate comments. They may still be annoying, but they won't have the power to zap you. The more you heal your emotional triggers, the more emotional free you will be. So this was a really good good article. I'm going to put it in the comments here just in case you want to read it in its entirety. This was the best one that I found when I was searching. So check it out whenever you have the time. And I think we have another comment here from my mom. Yes, keep that honest, tell the truth person. Great asset to have. Yeah. Yeah. And that person's going to make you mad a lot. But once you get over yourself and you really think about what they're saying, you'll be like, man, yeah, yeah, they were right. You know, once you get over yourself, you'll realize how right they were and how they actually care for you and have your best interest at heart. So I thought that was a good article. If you guys have any other ways that you use to help you with your emotional triggers, you can put them in the comments now. And we can talk about it. Other than that, oh, thanks for sharing the article. No problem. Thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight. Thanks. This was a great conversation as always. These lives are actually helping me as well. First of all, getting me over stage fright, and also helping me with tidbits because it takes a village. You can't do this alone. It takes people and different ideas and different perspectives to really help you see things. Renita, you are my tell truth person. I try to be. You definitely are mine too. And Celia. I think everybody on here, my mom and Chris, and y'all have made me mad at times. But then when I got over myself, I was like, yeah, they're right. Y'all know I'm sensitive. All y'all know I'm sensitive, and I deal with that. But one thing is, if you right, you right. So I thank all of you guys for adding to my life and for telling me things I didn't want to hear, but I needed to hear. It's very important for that. So thank you. That's a great compliment. I'm glad that I do add to your life in some certain way, Asha. And I really, really hope that this live has cheered you up and that you have a better weekend. I really, really do. And then my mom said, yep, Nita and Chris. Yeah, and I commend a mom that could take criticism from her kids. Like some criticism that she might not want to hear, it's respectful, of course, but it may be some things about her that she doesn't want to hear, and she doesn't blow us off. She actually listens to us. So I commend a mom that can listen to her kids. And then Asha says, the entire Tell the Truth crew. Yes, this is my entire Tell the Truth crew. So at least I'm not surrounded by liars, so it's a blessing in that. And like I said, I thank all of you girls and guys and everyone. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we end the live? We did go over a little bit, but I didn't want to cut that article short because I thought it was very helpful. If there's not anything else, I don't know if you guys see over there in the corner, I got a new logo, so I'm super excited about that. Anything else anybody got to add? I'll give you a second as I drink some lemonade. Okay, it doesn't look like you do. Well, I will see you guys next Friday. If you have some questions that you would like, thank you, Celia. If you have some questions that you would like to add for next Friday that we can talk about and I can research, just let me know. And you can keep your wigs on next Friday so that you can come on the live and we can just have a chat. And it'll be fun. So thank you all. It's cute. I like it. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. And until next time, you guys stay healthy, stay safe. Don't forget to be your own kind, and don't forget to be easy on yourself and tell yourself it's okay to feel. Don't walk around trying to be a robot. You're human. Be human. It's okay to just be, So thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom and Chris. And until next time, until next Friday, everyone have a great, thank you, sister. Everyone have a great week, and don't forget to be your own kind. Bye. Oh yeah, you will have a newborn next Friday. Oh, okay, that is true. So we may not see Asha. So let's congratulate Asha on her bundle of joy. Yay! Congrats. I wish there was confetti I can put up. So yeah, so congratulations to you, Ash. All right, I love you all. Bye-bye.